Tribe, how you guys doing? Welcome back to the conclusion of Bling Empire. This is season 1, episode 8. I hope there's a season 2. I love these guys. I love hearing about their life and the ins and the outs of how they live, child. But anyway, let's get to it. So we start this episode off with Kane and Kevin are still in Charleston, and they get the phone call from the woman, and she basically informs them that Tony died. You know, he did talk about his daughter. I knew, like, I'm his wife. I knew he had a daughter. He talked about his daughter, but he died about 2 years ago. She said he had dialysis. The doctors couldn't really figure out what was going on, and then he ended up dying of a heart attack. And Kevin and Kane were heartbroken. Like, I loved this moment because you just saw how much they really, really cared about Kim, and how much they really, really wanted to bring Kim some good news. I mean, Kane was crying. I mean, it was just, it really hurt them a lot, you know. So they end up going back home, and they go to Kim's house, and Kim was shocked. I guess they don't go over Kim's house much because she was, like, literally shocked that they were on their way to see her. And so they get there, and they explain that they went to Charleston, that they took the information, and they went to Charleston. And first, Kim was like, so you took the information from the private eye without my permission, without talking to me and my mom, you just took that information. But then, you know, they explained why they did it, and that their heart was in the right place. Like, their heart was really, really in the right place. And they ended up telling her, and of course, you know, she was clearly upset, and she thanked them. Like, she was very appreciative that they did it, and she thanked them for doing it. And her mother was like, I had a feeling he was gone. I had a feeling he was no longer with us. And so she was upset, but definitely appreciative that they did it. And she said the fact that you guys would do that for me, like, I really appreciate that you guys would do that for me. You know, it was really sweet. So then we saw Christine with Cherie. They looked like they were having afternoon tea and sushi and that kind of thing. And she was talking to her about wanting to get married. You know, they were talking about the fact that she's got the new baby. And, you know, she was saying, listen, I love my man, and I know he loves me. I don't know what the holdup is. You know, his mom told my mom before she passed away that he was going to propose to me in 2020. But at the rate we're going, I'm going to have to propose to him. And Christine was like, you going to propose to him? And she was like, I feel like that's what I'm going to have to do. And she said, well, how do you think he's going to respond to you proposing to him? And she said, well, he's going to probably be upset about it. But, you know, ultimately, that's what I feel like I got to do. And she said, so you're willing to sacrifice the fact that you know he's going to be mad at you to get the proposal? And Cherie was like, yeah. She said, of course, I'm nervous about it, but I mean, I don't know what the holdup is. And listen, I never thought I would be here. Like, I never thought that I would have 2 kids and not be married. And I'm ready to be married. Like, this is ridiculous. And she talked about the fact that he gives her great gifts. She talks about the fact that, you know, there have been different occasions where she thought he was going to propose and then didn't do it or whatever. So she said, I just got to jumpstart it a little bit. Child, they showed a scene with him giving her a watch. I'm sure it was like a Rolex or something like that. And she was like, another one? She even told him, just take it back. Like, I don't need another one. Take it back. You know. Then it was this real funny part where they were talking about shopping for the kids. And she was saying how, you know, she shops for the kids before she shops for herself at this point. And Christine was like, me too. I mean, baby G's got stuff that he'll never be able to wear. Like, he grows out of it so fast. She was like, I could give it to you. Girl, Cherie gave her that look like, girl, you know my baby don't wear no hand-me-downs. Hello. It was funny. So then we see Christine said there is this company that flies rich Asians into Vegas just so that they could shop till you drop. So she's chartered a jet. She's invited the crew, including Kevin. Y'all know Kevin ain't got no money, child. They must have bought Kevin some clothes, honey. And they on this private jet. And so, of course, Kevin has to act like he ain't never been on a private jet before. Now, let's be clear. I have never been on a private jet either. but I'm gonna act like I have. Then they were playing this game with him to see if he could name a designer going through the alphabet. So they go through A, B, C, D. They get to E. This fool says Hermes. Kevin, that's why I can't call you dumb. I refuse to believe. I think Kevin just be playing with them because I refuse to believe Kevin don't know that Hermes starts with an H. I refuse to believe that. You have seen it written. You may not own any Hermes, but you hang around them enough to know how it is spelled. Hell, I don't own any Hermes, but I know what the hell it looks like. I know what it's spelled like. Well, actually, I got an Hermes scarf, but that's not the point. I know what it spells like. Well, how to spell it, I should say. Not what it spells like. I know how to spell it. Anyway. So they get to Vegas, honey, and they are shopping. Oh, they are shopping. They are shopping. They are shopping. And Kane tells us how he met Cherie. He said, I met Cherie on one of these trips. It was this really nice Fendi jacket that was $50,000, and I wanted to buy it, but somebody bought it before I got a chance to buy it, and it was Cherie. And I figured, and I was like, oh, we're going to be friends forever. We are going to be friends forever, right? And so we see Cherie, Kane, and Christine having a conversation about money, and, you know, Cherie being the trust fund, you know, baby. She talks about how she's been getting paid off of being an influencer. And they were like, girl, how much you making doing that? She was like, I mean, I made like $40,000 I don't know if it was last month or whatever. Christine was like, girl, that will buy one of your outfits. She was like, I know, but... And Kane was like, so your daddy he ain't talking about cutting you off? Like, he ain't gonna cut you off? And she was like, I mean, he ain't said nothing about it yet. And Kane was like, child, my daddy got me on a budget, okay? I get an allowance and I'm on a budget and I have to watch what I spend. And in my mind, I'm thinking, but Kane, you still, like, boy, I don't even want to know what that damn budget looks like. And then Christine talks about her parents. They were like, yeah, you never talk about your parents. You know, what's up with your parents? And she said, well, I haven't talked to my dad. Like, he's never even met Baby G. Like, I haven't talked to my dad in many years, you know. She said, I don't want to really, you know, it's a long story, but I got cut off in college, you know, and I really haven't talked to him since then. And he was like, wow, that's sad. Like, you got cut off in college. She was like, yeah, you know, I really ain't, you know, talked to him. And Kane told her about what happened with Kim. And he was like, listen, life is short, you know. No, I'm sorry, I'm fast forwarding. That's a conversation Kim ends up having with Christine. And Kim lets her know, like, listen, life is short. Life is short, you know, and I kept thinking that my dad needed to reach out to me because he did me wrong. I didn't do him wrong. But look at what ended up happening, and now I can never have that conversation with him. So she was like, I mean, I know you feel like your father should be reaching out to you, but listen, life is short. Life is short. So then we have this huge celebration, honey. We've got this huge celebration in, I'm going to say Asian culture because I don't know if it's Chinese culture or not. There's a celebration of the first 100 days of a baby's life. And so it is Sherry's, the son she had. It is the 100 days celebration of his birth. And she has this huge blowout of a party. I mean, it is beautiful. It is gorgeous. Everyone is dressed except for Kim. Kim, what the hell was that you had on? It was probably expensive as hell, but it was ugly as shit. And it was inappropriate. Like, you stood out like a sore thumb compared to what everybody else was wearing. I don't know. I don't know. Kelly finally confesses to her friends that she has been seeing Andrew. She does confess to them. And, of course, Kevin is upset by it. He was like, I knew it. You know, he ends up throwing his drink down, and he's really upset by it, you know. Cherie tells Christine that she's going to propose tonight, that she's made up her mind, that she's going to end up proposing to her boyfriend. Christine was like, girl, like, my heart is thumping for you. Like, you sure that's going to be a good idea? Like, girl. And then we see the conversation between Christine and Kim, where she's talking about her dad and stuff. And it started because Christine was like, well, I know you guys are going to be sitting next to Anna. Like, I mean, are you guys okay with the whole, like, penis pump thing? And I'm like, Christine, why are you, girl, ain't nobody thought about that damn penis pump. We left the penis pump at the bowling alley 3 episodes ago. Ain't nobody thought about Anna and that penis pump but you. because you're just trying to find a way to get back at Anna, because Anna done got you a couple of times, okay? You know, it's like Anna 4, Christine 1, okay? Um, so they're at the table, and Anna's there with her friend, and he's a jewelry expert. So she's gonna ask him, so you're a jewelry expert, right? Well, can you look around the room? Can you tell whose jewels are real and whose jewels are fake? And I just thought that was rude. I just thought that was rude. First of all, it was rude to ask that question, but to me, that just goes back to why Anna don't really fuck with you. Why does it matter whether people have on real jewelry or not? Like, who cares? And then the guy was like, well, I mean, I could spot 2 or 3. But I really feel like he was playing games with her. Like, I really don't feel like that he's, I don't know. And it may have been some people there with fake jewelry, but I don't know. Anyway. So, the dinner part of the party is over. Everybody's kind of outside. And Anna's talking to Kane and Kevin, and Anna is like, listen, I'm so proud of you guys, of what you did. I thought that what you did for Kim was absolutely beautiful. You know, that was really, really a good thing that you guys did. So then they were like, well, would you want to talk to Kim? Like, y'all ready to kind of clear the air and sort of just talk to each other. And, Anna sort of hesitated, but finally Anna was like, sure. So they start calling Kim over, and Kim was like, I'm not here for it. Nope, I ain't here for it. And so she's ignoring them. And then she literally hides under a table. Now, while she's hiding under the table, she's talking about how she is grown and can't nobody tell her what to do. I'm like, you can't be talking about how grown you are while you hiding under a table from somebody. Like, you just can't. Those two things just don't mix. So she eventually goes over to talk to Anna. And Anna tells her, listen, I'm really sorry to hear about your dad. I really, really am sorry to hear about your dad. And then Kim says to Anna, I sincerely apologize for what I did. I was wrong for going in your home and doing what I did, and I apologize for that. And I'm thinking to myself, Kim, why you couldn't just do that when it first happened? Why couldn't you just be like, all right, I was wrong. I was out of line. I was wrong. And at the end of the day, move the freak on, girl. So then Kevin and Kim are talking. And Kevin and Kim are talking about what I've been saying for the last 3 episodes. Kim finally lets Kevin know that she likes him. Now, I don't know if anything is going to happen or come out of it, but I think they do have a connection. I do like them together, and I think that they're cute together. I hope they hooked up. I hope that they did. Then we have Cherie giving her speech at the end of the night, and she asks her boyfriend to marry her. She got a ring and everything. Now, he hesitates for a long time, and I'm sure it was edited dramatically for us to feel like it was longer than it might have actually been. But he does, he says, listen, I know she deserves everything. I love her. I want to spend the rest of my life with her. Of course, he finally says, of course, I'll marry you. And then he says, listen, I'm sure I'm going to have to give her, because I'm sure this is not how she imagined the proposal going. So I'm sure that I'm going to have to give her the best wedding in the world, the biggest fairy tale wedding in the world, to make up for the fact that I didn't propose to her. So that is how it ended. At the very, very end, child, we see Kelly talking about life is short, and she shows up at Andrew's house, honey, and I'm sure we know what happens there, child. So that is it. That is the end of Bling Empire. I really hope we get a season 2. This was really great. I love these guys. You can find, there's an update to where everybody is now and what's happened after the show. It's floating around YouTube. You guys can find it. All right, I'll talk to y'all later. Peace.